Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into some pretty timeless stuff.
We are. We're looking at the art of living.
Right, the Epictetus classic, but through Sharon Lebell's interpretation, it's really about, virtue,
And
happiness.
just being effective in life.
Mhm.
Distilled wisdom, basically.
Exactly. And our mission, I guess, is to pull out the bits that really resonate today, the ideas you can actually maybe use.
Yeah. Moving beyond just a summary.
Yeah.
How does this ancient thinking actually help? Or maybe where does it fall short, now?
Okay, let's jump in. That core idea, focus on what you actually control.
hmm
Lebel really hammers this home from Epictetus, right? Your thoughts, your choices, that's your domain, full stop.
Everything else.
Yeah.
Other people, what happens outside,
Hmm.
it's kind of out of balance or direct control.
Trying to control it is like, I don't know, yelling at the weather. Pointless.
But there's such a freedom in really getting that, isn't there, when you internalize it?
How so?
Well, think about some argument you regret. You can't change what they said. It's done.
Yeah.
But you absolutely control how you think about it now, what you decide to learn from it.
Yeah,
That mental shift, it cuts down so much stress.
it really does. But, okay, here's a question I have. Our world pushes us to influence things, right? To achieve outcomes, change minds. Does this focus on the internal mean we just stop trying?
Ah, good point. No, it's not about apathy or
Mm.
becoming passive. It's smarter than that.
Yeah.
It's about putting your energy where it counts the most, your own judgments, your own actions. You can still work towards goals, absolutely. But your inner calm shouldn't depend entirely on hitting that specific external target. The virtue, the value, lies in your effort, your intention. That part is in your control.
Right. The outcome might not be, but the trying is.
Exactly.
So virtue is huge here, living with integrity, reason. How does that link up with happiness in this view?
Well, think of virtue not just as like being good in a moral sense, but living rationally, aligned with your nature as a thinking person.
Okay.
For Epictetus, happiness isn't really that fleeting feeling you get from, external wins.
So,
It's deeper. A kind of tranquility, a steadiness that comes from living virtuously focusing inward, accepting the externals. Your well-being becomes independent of circumstances.
so happiness isn't about finally getting the promotion or the bigger house. It's more internal.
It's how you pursue the promotion, how you react, whether you get it or not. That's where the peace lies.
And that makes you more effective, presumably.
Precisely. Because you manage expectations better. You respond to challenges with more poise, maybe. You're not wasting energy raging against what is.
You're dealing with reality.
You're focused on acting wisely within that reality.
What about the pull of, external validation? Wanting money, fame, approval. The book warns against that, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Chasing that stuff is presented as a recipe for frustration.
Because it's outside your control.
Exactly. You make your happiness dependent on things you can't guarantee. So the advice is cultivate the inner stuff, peace, character, virtue, that's always available to you.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up. Key takeaways from this dive.
I'd say. Focus inward on responses. Cultivate virtue. That's the path to resilience.
Right, and it leads to a kind of happiness that isn't easily shaken by external events. It's rooted inside.
And importantly, it's not about not acting in the world.
No, it's about acting with intention, focusing on your own efforts and integrity, not just the results, prioritizing your character.
Well put. Prioritizing character over circumstance.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Think about something that's currently bugging you, something external you feel you can't control.
Okay.
What if, just for today, you shifted your focus slightly? Just onto your response to it or your perspective on it. What might change?
Yeah. Something to chew on.
Definitely. Something to think about until our next deep dive.